Essentially, we're looking at people's behaviour, movement, the data associated with people, and how that translates to crowds of people. So we consider everything from the experience of people through a museum space, to a crowded space like a stadium, to religious pilgrimages where we have millions of people all trying to do similar things at the same time. Actually, for a lot of venues, there's primarily a safety aspect. We're helping them control the density of crowds, managing it such that they don't get any safety issues. So in that way, it's tied to fire, it's tied to security aspects. In many other ways, it's about the experience of people. So we're setting levels of density, flow, and experience of people as they move through their journey. How do they actually engage and experience with the space?
If you think about when you go to any kind of major venue, you don't remember necessarily if it was easy to get in or get around, but you do remember if you had a bad experience, if you had to queue a long time to get in, if you couldn't get served at the bar, if you couldn't get to the toilet, whatever it may be. I think that really sticks with people when they go to a venue, and they're more likely to go to that venue again if they've had a really positive experience.
In analytics, we look at the data set, how we can use the data that is available through different sensors or captured in different ways. And we use that data to make insightful information from there and provide it to the client. We can also use that data to do the review of the design and how people move in the building, how they interact with the different spaces, starting from their origin through the different spaces, like say ticketing, or through any other points they want to go through, and how they reach back to the destination.
The general modelling technique is not unique to Buro Happold, but what we've got is our own in-house software that models a variety of scales of movement to help us understand anything from how a city should be designed crossing a city, through to a slightly smaller campus type space potentially, and how people move across that, to a constrained building space and how they move through the building. So we've got to test a variety of scenarios to understand how people might move and might interact. We need to link with wayfinding and see how they're going to interpret the information that's being presented to them. And we need to understand what the constraints are on that person experiencing the space and what they think is a good thing. So in some cases, they actually want to be quite crowded. If you've been to a metal gig, for example, then you actually want to be crowded in certain situations. You want to feel part of that crowd. In a lot of other situations where there's less cohesion of the crowd, then actually you might want to be a little bit further away from people. So we're considering all of those factors, and our experts in the discipline are learning that over many, many years and experience of venues, talking to operators, talking to designers, and we're applying all of that into the data-driven simulations that we're doing.
All buildings are used by people. When it comes to the design, if they are not at the center, then sometimes once it's built and people start using it, if you find problems, then it becomes a costly fix. So the earlier you get the people movement team involved, and we analyze, be it a ticketing space or a cloakroom space, you understand if the space is sized enough for the demand being foreseen, then it's operational efficiency, it's saving the cost down the line, making sure it all lines up to give the best experience for the user of the space.
You get greater revenue because people are having a better time, they spend more. We'll make queues more efficient, so for bars or merchandise or buying things, people can buy more and want to buy more because it's more accessible to them. And they will pay more for the experience because it's a better experience. You know, from the safety aspect, you keep your people safe, they feel safe, they want to visit the venue more. And again, it comes back to revenue and building what you actually want to experience with the venue.